Welcome back. We have studied about three states of matter. They are solids, liquids and gases. And we also studied the characteristics of particles of matter. In this section, we are going to study how we can change the state of matter. That is, from solid to liquid or liquid to gas or gas to liquid, etc. By two ways we can change state of matter. First one by changing the temperature, second one by changing the pressure. Now we can discuss the first case, effect of change of temperature. What will happen when ice is heated, or what will happen if we are taking out ice from refrigerator? Definitely ice melts. If we are taking out ice from refrigerator, means we are increasing the temperature. That means if we are increasing the temperature, ice will melt. The temperature at which a solid melts into liquid at the atmospheric pressure is called its melting point. And the process by which a solid melts to become a liquid at its melting point is called melting or fusion. Now we have to understand what is happening in the particle level during this conversion. We know that particles of solids are orderly arranged at a fixed position and are very close to each other, so that the intermolecular force of attraction between the particles are higher in solids than any other state of matter. We know that the particles of solids have negligible kinetic energy. On increasing the temperature of solids, the kinetic energy of particles also increases. Due to the increase in kinetic energy, what will happen? The particles start vibrating with a greater speed. When the energy gets from the heat overcomes the force of attraction between the particles, they start moving freely, leaving their fixed positions. At this time, the solid has changed to liquid state, and this temperature, that is the melting point of the solid, is an indication of the strength of force of attraction between the particles. The melting point of ice is 0 degrees Celsius, or in Kelvin scale, it is 273.16 Kelvin. We can convert degrees Celsius to Kelvin scale by adding degrees Celsius with 273.16 Kelvin. Now we can discuss about one activity. Take about 150 gram of ice in a beaker and suspend a laboratory thermometer so that its bulb is in contact with the ice that's shown in the figure. On heating, we can observe the rising temperature on thermometer. You can observe that the temperature of the system is not rising after the melting point is reached till all the ice melts. This happens even though we continue to heat the beaker. Why it happens? Why the mercury level on thermometer is not rising? Because this heat energy is used for overcoming the force of attraction between the particles, so that it can change from solid to liquid state. As the force of attraction between the particle decreases, the particle move apart or move from the fixed position. That is, change of state from solid to liquid take place. As this heat energy is absorbed by ice without any rise in temperature, it is considered that the applied heat energy is hidden inside the solid or in the content of the beaker and is known as latent heat. The word latent means hidden. So, this is the hidden heat. And we can define it as the amount of heat energy that is required to change 1 kilogram of a solid into liquid at 1 atmospheric pressure and at its melting point is known as latent heat of fusion. So, particles in water at 0 degree have more energy as compared to particles in ice at the same temperature. That is why we are saying that ice at 0 degree is more effective in cooling than water at the same temperature. Now you understood the change of state of solid to liquid. What about liquid to solid? On cooling of liquid, the kinetic energy of particle decreases and thereby particles come closer and get solidified. That is, it becomes solid. This is take place at its freezing point. The freezing point of water is 0 degree. That is 0 plus 273.16 is equal to 273.16 Kelvin. The process of converting liquid to solid at its freezing point is known as solidification or freezing. Now we can consider the interconversion of liquid to gaseous state. When we supply heat energy to water, particles start moving even faster. At a particular temperature, a point is reached when the particles get enough energy to escape completely from the force of attraction between them. At this temperature, the liquid starts changing into gas, and this particular temperature is known as boiling point. This can be defined as the temperature at which a liquid starts boiling at the atmospheric pressure is known as boiling point. Boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. That is 100 plus 273.16, you are getting 373.16 Kelvin. The process of converting a liquid to its gaseous state at its boiling point is called vaporization. Boiling is a bulk phenomenon. The particles from the bulk of the liquid gain enough energy to change into the vapor state. Here in boiling also, the temperature of the system does not change after boiling point reached even if we continue to heat. That is the hidden heat. Here also, this heat is used for overcoming the intermolecular force of attraction. Here the hidden heat is known as latent heat of vaporization. We can define it as the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of liquid into gas at atmospheric pressure and at its boiling point is known as latent heat of vaporization. Particles in steam, that is in water vapor, at 373 Kelvin or 100 degrees Celsius have more energy than water at the same temperature due to latent heat of vaporization. That is, the particle in steam have absorbed extra energy in the form of latent heat of vaporization. That is the reason the steam produces more severe burns than from boiling water with the same temperature. On cooling the gas, it will convert it to liquid state. This process is called condensation. That is, solid on heating can be converted into liquid state, and on cooling, conversion of liquid to solid take place. On heating a liquid, we can convert liquid to gaseous state. On cooling, reverse back to liquid again. So we can infer that the state of matter can be changed into another state by changing the temperature. But some other changes also are there. That is, change of solid into gaseous state directly and vice versa on changing temperature without changing into liquid state. This process is called sublimation. That is, a change of state directly from solid to gas without changing into liquid state or vice versa is called sublimation. When we heat solid camphor or ammonium chloride, it will directly convert it to its gaseous state. Solid carbon dioxide get converted directly to gaseous state on decrease of pressure to 1 atmosphere without coming into liquid state. These are examples of sublimation. That's all about effect of change of temperature. Now we can move to effect of change of pressure. We studied that the difference in various state of matter is due to the difference in distance between the constituent particles. That is, in solid, the particles are very close to each other, and in gaseous state, they are far apart. And in liquid state, the particles are close to each other but not as close as the particles in solids. So by applying pressure, the particles of matter can be brought close together. Or by decreasing pressure, the particles become far apart. That is, by changing the pressure, we can change the state of matter. By applying pressure and reducing temperature, we can liquefy gases. Solid carbon dioxide under high pressure get converted directly to gaseous state on decreasing of pressure to 1 atmosphere without coming into liquid state. This is the reason solid carbon dioxide is known as dry ice. We can conclude that pressure and temperature determines the state of matter, whether it is solid, liquid or gases. On the screen you can see interconversion of state of matter. The process of converting solid to liquid is called fusion or melting. And liquid to solid, that is freezing or solidification. When the liquid is converted to gas, the process is called vaporization. And gas to liquid, it is condensation. And when the solid is directly goes to gaseous state or the gas to solid, that conversion is called sublimation. Now you are clear with the interconversion of state of matter. In the next video, we can study about evaporation and the difference between evaporation and vaporization. Bye for now. Thank you for watching.